Test, test, test.
Well, welcome back, Knights fans. We apologize for our internet issues. We are told that it's not just a problem in our arena, but a problem statewide with the different school districts that are using this internet feed. So we'll do the best we can, and hopefully I don't sound too much like Batman. We'll do our best to bring you the rest of this game. So once again, as you come back, we want to take just a second here. Thank our sponsors. Cord Orthodontics, Ace of Albertville, Albertville Family Dental, B&D Plumbing, Bell Bank Mortgage, McCall Kodotech, BJ's, Colburn's, CDB, Deerwood Bank, Culver's, Dale's Automotive, Damer's Meats, Due North Car Wash, Dunn Brothers, Edward Jones, Emma's Express, iWest, Hardware Hank, Hanover Athletic Association, Hat-Trick Hockey, KJ Branding, J. Becker and Associates, Lazar Graphics, Luther Brookdale Chevrolet, Marksman Metals, Outdoor Design Group, The Rally Gear, the Red Black League, Rockwoods, State Farm, Derek Brandt, he loves this town, the St. Michael Albertville Youth Hockey Association, the TLG Group, What's the Scoop, and Willie McCoy's. Take a moment and also recognize our coaching staff. Head coach of the Knights is Sean Fish. Assistant coach is Bug Trigaseth, Brett Hammond, Kyle Hayden, our strength coach David Lynn. Mention our managers again, Delaney Barthel, Cece Lewis, Olivia Sutliff, who was running the camera here for the first period, Anna Vokanon. Principal of the Knights is John Reeves. Our activities director, is Keith Cornell. The Knights School District Superintendent, Dr. Anne-Marie Folkholt. And once again, I'd like to thank each and every person at the schools, teachers, paraprofessionals, food preparation workers, counselors, IT people, transportation, I believe I said that, and everyone else. Our security personnel, our professionals from Wright County, and everyone else who makes a difference in the life of the Knight at each and every building throughout the district. Thank you very much for everything you do. So there's the horn on the intermission here. 17 minutes on the clock. Period 2. Trojans had 10 shots on goal in that first period. To the Knights, 4 shots on goal. See what the Knights can do in this second period of play. Both teams at their respective benches. Feeding it out onto the ice. From our perspective, Ethan Johnson will be in net to your left for the second period of play. Referee checking with both teams. Puck drops. Trojans bringing it across center ice. Dumping into the Knights. Defensive zone, far side boards. Trojans keeping it in, behind the net. Johnson sending it up the near side boards, into neutral ice. Puck dumped back into the Knights. Defensive zone, centered up, intercepted by Hernandez. Gets over to Esterberg, back passes it to Clark. Clark, swing and a miss there. Puck comes right back to him, sends it behind the net, far side boards. Knocked away, and Hernandez sends it forward into the Knights. Offensive zone and plucked away there. Back into neutral ice. Clark grabs it. To Hogan, to Anderson. Taken away by the Trojans. Into the Knights defensive zone, shot wide. Behind the net it goes. Near side boards. Pass up there to Anderson. Anderson gets a stick on it. Back and forth. Ricocheted, shot off the back wall. In the Knights defensive zone, far side. Try to clear it out and kept in by the Trojans. Again, ricocheted off the back wall right behind Ethan Johnson. Should have a high stick here, and we do. So drop that puck down in the Knights. Offensive zone. Puck drops. Voken out, taking that face off for the Knights. Into neutral ice it goes. The Knights defensive zone from the near side. Shot knocked away by Ethan Johnson. Hunter Hansen headed. He sent it forward to Colton McClellan. Back into the Knights defensive zone it goes. Round the boards. Near side. Tower comes up with it. Goes out, sends it off of a skate, and Monahan grabs it. Monahan forward to Vokenot. Vokenot forward to Hansen. Gets just past Hansen. Hansen able to get it to Monahan. Monahan from point. Sends it. Knocked away by Pellinger. And the Trojans clear it out. Into the Knights defensive zone along the near side boards. Tower fighting for it there. Joined by Monahan. Towards the net, shot. That one went off of Tower. Pass in too hard, makes it to the other side, and Vokenot sends it down the ice. And we will have an icing. So Knights standing strong here against the mighty Trojans. Hogan stepping in to take the face-off. Puck drops. Out to the blue line. Behind the net it goes. Knights defensive zone. Centered up. Shot on and knocked away. We have a whistle. Looks like I have to reset the net here. There we go. We'll drop in the Knights defensive zone. Far side dot, 13:53 left. Period 2. Puck drops. Makes it over the near side boards. From the far side, down to the corner, behind the net. Fauché putting the pressure on there. Trojans come out with it. Far side boards towards the center. Shot goes off of Fauché. Makes it over to the near side boards. Knights defensive zone. Cleared out to neutral ice, and up the ice we go. Esterberg towards the net. Esterberg went to take the shot, and I think someone got a stick on that to redirect it. Went far side. Esterberg has it down in the corner. Along the far side boards. Behind the net it's sent. Into neutral ice. And we'll have an offsides here for the Trojans. Change of skaters for both teams. Drop the puck outside the Knights' defensive zone, near side dot here in neutral ice. Hogan stepping in. Puck drops. Clark with it. Across the ice to McClellan. Vertically up in a little bit of a rainbow into the Knights' offensive zone. Ludeman keeping pressure on along with Antoine. Antoine wrestling it away but taken back by the Trojans. Into neutral ice it comes into the Knights' defensive zone. Far side, they got a 2-on-1 shot. It's wide. Near side boards. Antoine clears it out, gets it up to Ludeman. Ludeman into the offensive zone. Ludeman towards the center. Ludeman sent it forward. Hogan got a stick on it, kept out by the Trojans. Cross ice pass. Across the center line and dumped in. Rainbow to the far side corner. Knocked away by McClellan. Ludeman comes out with it again. Ludeman goes through a check. Goes back and forth, and Monahan came up with it, and it went past him. Trojans grab it. Into neutral ice come the Trojans. Goes right to McClellan. It got past him, and here comes the Roadrunner himself. Sends it forward. For Hansen, got just a little bit too far ahead of Hansen there. And the Trojans cleared out into the Knights' defensive zone, centered across and knocked away there. A tower shot and high. Near side boards it made it to. Knights' defensive zone. Captain Jack Johnson fighting for it there. Sends it off the near side boards and up into neutral ice. Trojans grab it there, send it across ice. And they dump it back in. Ethan Johnson stepping behind the net, sends it over to the far side boards. Jack Johnson there. Able to clear it out to neutral ice. Monahan with it. Monahan into the offensive zone. Monahan passing over. Shot by Vokanot. Beep, beep. Trojans into neutral ice. Into the Knights' defensive zone. Near side shot wide. Makes it to the far side boards to the blue line. Sent forward, and Trojans grab it. Turn spin towards the net they come. Shot knocked away by Johnson. Out to neutral ice it comes, and Esberg takes a shot to the head. No call though. Back into the Knights' defensive zone. Trojans towards the net. Have it knocked away there by Jack Johnson. Esberg sent it off the near side boards here. Trojans come out with it. They take a shot. It goes off of a few players wide. Back blue line, far side. Pass across near side, blue line. Sent forward, redirected. Rolls right to Johnson, and he stops it there. 10:16 left, period 2. 0-0 is our score. Trojans have 15 shots on goal total. Knights 6 shots on goal. Hogan stepping in to take the face-off. Puck drops. Antoine had it. Got it over to McClellan. McClellan give it to Ludeman. Ludeman rainbows it into the offensive zone behind the net, near side board. Center up the boards. Fauché from the blue line. Shot goes high. Far side boards. Offensive zone. Both teams going after it there. Up the boards we come. Through neutral ice. Into the defensive zone of the Knights. Fauché laying the wood there. Centered in, intercepted by Ludeman, sent into neutral ice. Picked up there by the Trojans. Taken away by Ludeman again, and then sent forward into the Knights' offensive zone. As he sent it forward, it was touched. The referee Called an icing call. A lot of fans in the stands not happy with that, but they don't make the calls. Puck drops. Monahan on that faceoff. Trojans with it. Blue line centered over. Shot. You could hear it hit the pipe there. Stayed out. Hansen got it in the way, and here comes the Roadrunner down the ice. Volkanot with a shot and goal! Owen Volkanot at 9:16 left. Period 2. Owen, the Roadrunner Volkanot, shot down the ice like a cannon and put it in past Pellinger to put the Knights up 1-0 over the Trojans. Set that man free and he will fly. And fly he did. Down the ice and scores. Neutral ice is that puck, and you can feel a little sense of urgency here from both teams. Skating faster than can be. Puck out to neutral ice. Into the Knights' offensive zone. Trojans had it. They dump it down the ice. Captain Jack Johnson grabs it there for the Knights. Sends a long pass down the ice right to a Trojan. Trojans back up, and now vertically they come up. Goes right to Clark, does that pass, and he dumps it forward and out of play. Icing is called, excuse me. 8:29. The Ring of Fire playing here. Little Johnny Cash. Hogan steps in to take the face-off. Puck drops. Tower fighting forward along with one of the Trojans. Goes behind the net, does that puck, kicked over to the near side corner. Ludeman fighting for it to get it out and gets it out to neutral ice. He's got Hogan there with him. They send it forward right to one of the Trojans, who backhands it down in. Near side corner, makes it behind the net. Johnson sends it to the far side. From there, a shot as it traveled back into the center, and Johnson caught a little stick there as he stopped that. One of the Trojans came by and decided to slap him with the stick right after he saved it. The referee points right at him and points right to the penalty box. So number 12 for the Trojans, Tommy Calmanero, going into the penalty box. We'll see what the call is here. 7:55 left, period 2. Knights on the power play. Puck drops. Esterberg on the faceoff, kept in by Johnson. Two minutes for slashing, they called. He did slash the stick at the goalie there. Far side boards, Esterberg with it. Back up to point. Skating to the near side, he sends it. Hansen got a stick on it. Comes back to Esterberg. Lost the handle on it, so Johnson has it at neutral ice. So he'll turn and fight for it. Centered up there by one of the Trojans, and Knights grab it and regroup. Sending it off the back wall to the near side. Esterberg with it, handing it off to Monahan. Monahan sending it forward, and the Trojans backhand it back in. Johnson, Knights defensive zone. In the corner, sends it behind the net for Volkanot. Volkanot grabbing it there. Trojans keeping the pressure on. Knights short-handed shot and saved by Ethan Johnson. Knights gonna have to, Trojans put some really good pressure on there. They had 4 skaters to our 5, and we just spent the last 15 seconds down in our own defensive zone. So Knights have to pick it up there. Hogan stepping in to take the face-off. Puck drops. Clark grabs it. Sends it back for Anderson. Anderson coming forward. Back passes it to Clark behind his own net. Over to the left side. Pass up to Hogan. Hogan into neutral ice. Hogan. Cross ice pass. Picked off by the Trojans. They tried to send it. Hogan stepped in, and now they grab it and send it to neutral ice. Antoine grabs the puck. Over to Anderson. Into neutral ice. Into the Knights. Offensive zone. Pellinger stopped it behind the net. Clark kept it in at the blue line. Far side boards. Hogan got it over to Hernandez. To Antoine. To Clark. Behind the net it goes. And the Trojans back at full strength. Clark sends it. Ricochets off the back wall. Antoine there. Puck travels to the near side corner and sent down the ice by the Trojans. We should have an icing call, and we do. 5:39 left, period 2.
Number 2 got away with a big hit in the back there.
Yeah, there was definitely a nice exchange of pleasantries, also known as checks, from both teams there. So Esterberg will take the face-off here for the Knights. It makes it to Fauché at the blue line. Fauché sends it forward. Ricochets off of a few Trojans. Bocanat sends the shot on, which makes it all the way around and down the ice. So Fauché will track it down, take it behind his own net, hand it off to Bocanat. Bocanat forward. He sent it, and we're going to have an icing. Got too far in front of Monahan on that pass there, so it got down the ice. And the icing call is made. 5:19 left, period 2. And thanks to a Owen, the Roadrunner, Bocanat goal there, Knights are up 1-0 here. Oh, puck drops. Esterberg puts it on net there from the blue line. Pellinger stops it. Into neutral ice it comes. The Trojans into the Knights defensive zone, knocked away by Jack Johnson, and he sends it down the ice. And we'll have an icing call. It looked to me like that when he sent it down that it was touched, and it also looked like Pellinger actually touched that too. He had his stick there kind of facing vertically out. It looked like it went off the side of the stick before it hit, but I don't make the calls, so with that, it'd be an icing call by the referee, and so we'll drop it in the Knights defensive zone. Far side dot, coach, or excuse me, not coach, but Captain Jack Johnson in there talking to one of the referees, getting clarification. Drop the puck, puck drops. Hogan on that face-off. Far side corner, Trojans and the Knights fighting for it there. Fauché knocking it out, gets it over to Jack Johnson. Johnson sending it off the far side wall. Ludeman hustling over there. Fauché knocking it forward, kept in at the blue line by the Trojans, sending down to the corner. Off the near side wall, Trojans take it back quickly, but luckily Ludeman got a stick on that. Good hustle there by Ludeman, and he takes a shot right to the head there from one of the Trojans. And it'll be number 15 again. Second time he's gone in for a similar type of action. Must be serving some good coffee or something in there in the penalty box there. So Ryder Alstead heading back into the penalty box for the Trojans. Knights will go on the power play here at the 4:21 mark, period 2. Bocanat takes the face-off. And they call it with a high stick there. Bocanat with the puck, far side, shot and saved by Pellinger. So drop that puck again in the Knights offensive zone. Skater tried coming on there for the Trojans and was waved off. Off the near side wall and down the ice goes that puck. Monahan grabbing it there, sending it behind the net for Jack Johnson. Captain Johnson hands it off. Monahan with that puck back behind his net. 1:23 left on that power play. Hands it off to Vokanot. Vokanot through neutral ice. Vokanot passing it off the wall, dumps it behind the net. Anderson grabs it, far side corner. Back up to the blue line. Monahan there, down the boards. Esterberg passing it over to the near side. Jack Johnson down around behind the net. Vokanot with it in the far side corner. Back passes it to Monahan, far side boards. Back to Esterberg, back up to the blue line to Monahan. Near side boards. Vokanot cross ice pass to Johnson. Johnson with the shot. Pellinger knocked it away. Down to the corner. Esterberg with it there. Out to the blue line. Down the boards into center. Shot goes off of one of the Trojans. Kept in from the blue line by Monahan. Dumps it down to the corner. Far side. Esterberg with it. Back passes it down to the corner. Vokanot there. Vokanot takes the shot. Pellinger has his leg pad there to knock it away. Back up to the blue line. It gets past Monahan. Esterberg sent it to him. We'll have to reset. 6 seconds left on that power play. Monahan coming in. Makes it down to the corner. Esterberg sent a shot on goal. Tried hitting Ludeman there and got just past him. Puck making into the Knights' defensive zone. Shot and goes wide off of Ethan Johnson. Ricocheted away. Dumped back in. Trojans back at full strength. Ludeman intercepting that pass into neutral ice. Sends it off the near side boards. Right to a Trojan. Knights offensive zone. They send it up into neutral ice. Across the blue line. Far side boards take the shot. It goes wide. Makes it over the near side. Shot from there. Tried to get a redirect. Ricochets over to the near side corner. Hogan fighting for it there. Up the boards it comes. And Trojans clear it out themselves. They'll have to reset. McClellan grabs it behind his own net. Sends a long vertical pass up for Ludeman, who touches it. Antoine getting there. He centers it over for Hernandez. Hernandez centering it in, and it is covered by Pellinger. .109 left, period 2. Knights playing a strong game here tonight, up 1-0 here against the mighty Trojans. Puck drops. Knights win that faceoff. They send it back, and it goes into their own defensive zone. Quickly, they bring it back up. Fauché dumping it in. Ricochets off the back wall. Behind the net, it sits. Antoine fighting for it back there, along with Anderson. Anderson has it. Anderson getting it over to Antoine as it rolls along the top of the boards there. Trojans take it back. They send it into neutral ice right to Fauché. Fauché to Johnson. Johnson sends it forward. Trojans grab it. Behind their net they go. Far side boards. Few quick passes. Makes it to Fauché. Fauché goes to dump it in. It ricochets off of a skater. Anderson grabs it though. Anderson centering in. Trying to hit Hansen there. It's intercepted, but it makes it right back to Jack Johnson. Back and forth that thing goes. Again back to Captain Jack Johnson. Sends it forward. And we'll have a stoppage of play. Saying that it hit the arm of somebody in the bench area. So we'll drop it outside the Knights' offensive zone. Far side dot in neutral ice. Monahan taking the face-off. Hansen and Vokanot respectively next to him. Puck drops. Into neutral ice. Trojans bring it. Dumping into the Knights' defensive zone. And that is the end of period 2. And after 2 periods of play, the Knights are up 1-0 over the Trojans. Both teams skating over to their goalie. And then heading to the locker room. Once again, I'd like to thank Dylan Kiner, our executive producer tonight, camera operator Olivia Sutliff, one of the managers of the Knights. I'd like to thank Accord Orthodontics, a gold sponsor, Ace of Albertville, Albertville Family Dental, B&D Plumbing, Bellbank Mortgage, Canotech, BJ's, Coburn's, CDB, Deerwood Bank, Culver's, Dale's Automotive, Davers Meats, Due North Car Wash, Dunn Brothers, Edward Jones, Emma's Express, iWest, Hardware Hank, Hanover Athletic Association, Patrick Hockey, KJ Branding, J. Becker and Associates, Lazar Graphics, Luther Brookdale Chevrolet, Marksman Metals, Outdoor Design Group, Rally Gear, the Red Black League, the Rockwoods, State Farm, Derek Brandt, agent. He loves this town. The St. Michael Albertville Youth Hockey Association, the TLG Group, What's the Scoop, and of course, Willie McCoy's home for the 2-for-1s. The Knights leading this one here 1-0. 10 shots on goal for the Knights, 19 shots on goal for the Trojans. The Knights so far in the season are 5-5. Would really love to pull a victory out here tonight. The Trojans are 8-5-1, including a victory over the Spuds of Moorhead. Begin the season, top 5 team in the state. So the Trojans are a strong team as always. And it's phenomenal to be playing strongly against them. We'll see if we can get one of our young Knights here to come. We'll see if we can bring you a quick segment of Night with the Knight, and then we'll take a break here. So hold on just a moment. Stick with us, and we'll see if we can grab one of our young Knights here. See if any of them ever look this way. What's your last name?
Nimbo.
Nimbo?
Yep.
What's your first name?
Rory.
Rory?
Yep.
With an R?
Yep.
Rory, take a look at the camera and say hello.
Hi.
Rory, what team are you on?
The Avalanche.
You're part of the Avalanche.
Yep.
You guys were skating out on the ice here today, weren't you?
Yep.
Nice. Tell me a little bit about your season there, Rory.
So we've had one tournament so far,
Okay.
and we took third place. Well, we won that game, but they didn't count it. I scored a goal, but it counted for the other team.
Okay.
And we technically took third
Okay.
in our first tournament, and we are, I think, like second. No, I can't remember what our record is.
Okay, but you're playing hard.
Yep.
Guys representing the Knights well.
Mhm.
Do you have any more tournaments coming up at all?
We have two more. One in the middle of like the season, and then
Okay.
ending one at Rogers.
And one at Rogers. Always love to play in those ones at Rogers. Now, the one in the middle of the season, is that an away tournament or is that around here? Or?
Like an away.
So you get a little hotel one, you get a little knee hockey in action and all that during games. Little swimming, lots of fun.
Yep.
What's been your favorite part of your team of being on the team this year?
Probably our team's really good this year too.
Okay.
Probably better than like the other years too.
So you're improving. That's good. We love that. Make sure you don't fall off there. Make sure we keep you safe here. I don't want your mom and dad sending me a message they let you fall down. All right. So tell me about. Do you or your teammates have any? Do you have a big goal for the season that you're all working on?
No, not really.
Just working on improving and getting better and playing as a team and doing all those good things to become a better Knight?
Yep.
Good. All right, well, I'd like to thank you for coming on. Want to make sure you take a look at the camera, give it a little wave. How about on three, we'll both do a little Go Knights.
Okay.
All right, you want to do the count for me?
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Go Knights! All right, wave to everyone who loves you. All right, thanks for being on. Appreciate you. All right, and that was Knight with the Knight. Appreciate that, Mr. Nemo, Rory Nemo. We'll be back in a few minutes to bring you period 3.
testing that first microphone we used for the little night.
Welcome back, Knights fans. 17 minutes on the clock here. Getting ready to drop the puck on period 3. Knights lead this one 1-0. Thank you to a goal from Owen, the Roadrunner, Volkanot. Appreciate all of you for watching on the St. Michael Global Hockey Network. I don't know about you, Dylan, but I just felt a breeze just come right through here. Like someone opened a door and almost moved me.
Feels like they turned the heat off.
All right, referee's checking with both goalies. Hernandez stepping in, takes the face-off. Puck drops, Trojan have it. Their own defensive zone, pass across the ice. Off the boards, vertically up into neutral ice. They come into the Knights' defensive zone. Shot and save by Ethan Johnson. Drop the puck in the Knights' defensive zone. Near side dot. Hernandez going to take that face off here. Puck drops. Clark behind his own net. Sends it down. It goes off of a Trojan. Ricocheting off the back wall. Near side corner. Trojans with it. Vertical pass up through neutral ice. Cross ice pass. Far side. Centered in. Got past everyone. From the near side shot and deflected off a few people. Clears out to neutral ice. Trojans send it back in. Clark with it behind his net. Over to Jack Johnson. Long pass up to Ludeman. Ludeman had it, lost it. Esterberg takes it back. Esterberg into the offensive zone. Esterberg forward to Ludeman. Back to Esterberg, who sends it towards the goal there. With 3 Trojans standing right there. They bring it forward into the Knights' defensive zone. Far side shot saved by Ethan Johnson. 15:50 left, period 3. Drop that puck in the Knights' defensive zone. Hogan taking the face-off. Far side dot to the right of Ethan Johnson. Trojans had it. They took the shot. It was wide. Second shot went off the side. Makes it over to the far side corner. Knights defensive zone. McClellan lost his stick, but he's doing everything he can to be disruptive from the blue line, sent down the ice. And we're going to have a skater from each team going into the sin bin for a few minutes. Hogan for the Knights. And Krutz Sauer for the Trojans. So both teams full strength. Trojans get it off that face-off shot, and Johnson got a stick on it, Jack Johnson that is, and it ricocheted right into the chest of goalie Ethan Johnson. One of the Trojans came shooting at the net, and very classy actually, avoided Ethan Johnson and went around him. So, right, Monahan takes the face-off for the Knights. Puck drops. Around the corner, behind the net, far side, boards. Down into neutral ice, Vokanot with it. Vokanot around Bierman. Sass passes it over to Monahan, took the shot, bounces off of Pellinger. Tried centering it up, and it was intercepted there by the Trojans. And they come out with it into neutral ice, into the Knights' defensive zone. Near side, centered on, shot and saved by Ethan Johnson. Colin Bierman came shooting up the ice, for the Trojans, and he centered it in. And Ethan Johnson up to the task with the save. Near side dot will drop that puck. Knights defensive zone. Hernandez taking the face-off. Trojans with it. They send it from the blue line. And Ethan Johnson again. Drop that puck again. That near side dot. Knights defensive zone. Hernandez taking the face-off. Sent down the near side boards. Trojans with it. They go to take a shot. It goes off of Hernandez. Anderson able to send it forward and down the ice. It looks like it touched one of the Trojans, so no icing. Far side boards. Knights offensive zone. Trojans with it. Centered over. Pass up into neutral ice. Into the Knights defensive zone. Back and forth like a hot potato there. Tower with it. He tries clearing out. Goes right to a Trojan from the blue line. Sent over to the far side. Back over to the near side from the boards. Marching towards the net. Puck sitting out there, and Knights able to take it away. They send it down the ice. Esterberg on the chase here. Esterberg gets on the inside, but the Trojans able to grab it and send it down to neutral ice. Finn de St. Hubert. Neutral ice. Trojans dump it into the Knights. Defensive zone. McClellan sending it across for Johnson. Johnson, vertical pass up for Hunter Hansen. Hands it off to Johnson. Johnson towards the net. Johnson lost the handle there at the last second. As he was coming in, puck makes it down to the Knights' defensive zone. Vokanot quickly jumping on it, gets to Fauché. Fauché to Monahan. Monahan forward to Hansen. Is intercepted by the Trojans there. Very quickly, Bierman had grabbed it. Back to Bierman comes that puck. Knocked away by Johnson off that shot, back to neutral ice. I'll say this, that Bierman for the Trojans, he is fast. Back into the Knights' defensive zone. Hands it off, does Bierman. Shot on, knocked away. It ricochets off Johnson. It's sitting out there. Makes its way. Bierman gets it back, turns, spins, takes another shot. Ricochets behind the net. That one goes off the side there. Max Lutke with that second shot for the Trojans. Out to neutral ice. Bringing it back in is Bierman again. Near side. Takes a shot and he gets the goal this time. So Colin Bierman there grabbed that, and that was just a hustle play by Bierman with a really good shot, good placement. Brought it back in and put it where Ethan Johnson wasn't. So Bierman ties this game up for the Trojans. 1-1 here, 12:27 left, period 3. Hernandez going to take the face-off for the Knights. Puck drops. Far side, Knights defensive zone. Behind the net it goes. Near side corner, up the boards. Right at the blue line. Pass across. Far side blue line, kept in by the Trojans. Dumped down. Behind the net. Near side corner, Colton McClellan tries to send it forward. Kept in at the blue line, though, by the Trojans. And now out to neutral ice. Backing back. Now forward into neutral ice come the Trojans. Dumping into the Knights. Defensive zone. Tower grabbing it there. Forward to Anderson. Anderson into neutral ice. Anderson dumping it in. Behind the net. Far side boards. Sent forward to neutral ice. Come the Trojans into the Knights defensive zone. Broken up there by Captain Jack Johnson. Sent forward. And Esterberg got a stick on it, but it got way out in front of him. Trojans grab it and send a long vertical pass up the ice. Intercepted there by Fauché. He sent it forward. Trojans grab it back. It's just sitting there going back and forth. Is that puck now? Trojans coming forward. They send it right to Johnson. Johnson gets to Monahan. Monahan forward to Volkadot. Volkadot hands off to Hansen. Hansen takes a shot. It goes off of one of the defenders. Both teams going after it behind the net. Trojans grab it. Vertically up they come into neutral ice. Dumping into the Knights. Defensive zone all the way around the boards and back out to neutral ice far side. Trojans controlling it. Into the Knights. Defensive zone, swing and a miss, and Hansen grabs it, sends it forward. It's plucked out of the air, but Ludeman grabs it. Ludeman towards the net. Brady Ludeman with the shot. And denied by Pellinger. And Ludeman, slow to get up there, making his way over to the bench, and once again, number 15, Ryder Alstead. This is his third time going into the penalty box here this evening. 2 minutes. Knights will be on the power play. Let's see if they can do something with this. Puck drops. Cross-checking was the call. Clark with it. Hands it off to Anderson. Out of the defensive zone and down the ice. Into the Knights. Oh, offensive zone, and that's a hit. 10:07 left, period 3. 1:42 on the power play for the Knights. Got a broken stick here. One of the Trojans. There's about $350 to $400. So we'll drop the puck in the Knights. Defensive zone, far side dot. Monahan stepping in to take the face-off. Knights on the power play. Puck drops. Trojans win that face-off. They take the shot, and Johnson knocks it away. Far side boards. Another shot there that's wide. Rolls around and down the ice. Trojans have it. Short-handed. Long pass, they send it, and should be a high stick. It is. And the Knights come out with it. Into the offensive zone. Volkadot with it. Volkadot shot deflected away by Pellinger. And Trojans send it all the way down the ice. Ethan Johnson stepping out there. Sends it down the boards. Across the ice it's sent. Nobody there. 52 seconds left on the power play for the Knights. All right, here we go. Monahan coming forward. Monahan with a long pass. Esterberg has it into the offensive zone. Esterberg, far side corner. Esterberg up the boards. Back to Monahan. Monahan towards the net. Backhands it right towards the net. Kept in by McClellan. McClellan near side boards. Shot goes off of a Trojan. And they've got it 3-on-2, shorthanded as they come down the ice, and we are going to have an offsides call. .850 left in the period, 24 seconds left on the power play for the Knights. Drop it right at center ice, actually. Hogan takes the face-off. Backing up are the Trojans, and they send it deep down the ice, stopped by Tower. Tower sends it forward, and one of the Knights beat there to the puck. Dump back into the Knights' defensive zone here. McClellan back to Tower. Tower pass up and intercepted in the zone by Wayzata. Wayzata now back at full strength and sent down the ice. And we'll get an icing call. 8:19 left. Period 3. Tied up at 1 apiece. Drop that puck in the Knights' defensive zone here. Far side dot. Alex Hernandez stepping in to take the face-off. Puck drops. Trojans with it from the blue line, near side. Shot and save by Ethan Johnson. That Bierman came shooting in there like a rocket to try to redirect that thing, but Johnson able to catch it just before Bierman could get there. Puck drops. Trojans jumping in behind the Knights' net, far side corner. Jack Johnson grabbing it there. Has the puck taken away from the blue line at the point. Shot, puck sitting out in front of Johnson, and he just throws his body forward and gloves that. 7:58 left in the period. Change of skaters for both teams. Drop that puck near side dot. Monahan stepping in. Puck drops. Near side boards. Voknod able to send it through neutral ice and down the ice. They waved off any icing. Trojans grab it quickly, send it back up to neutral ice. However, met there by Clark. Monahan now has it, sends it right on. Makes it over to the near side boards. Knights offensive zone. Both teams hustling over there, and Clark from the blue line just ricochets it off the back wall. And Trojans grab it, they clear it out through neutral ice into the Knights' defensive zone. Clark able to get a stick on it, knocking it away. Trojans have it, try to center it over. Puck just sitting out there, still sitting out there. Ethan Johnson threw his body on it. Oh boy, back out to the blue line. Trojans still have it, shot on and saved by Johnson, whose stick was underneath him and was just trying to get back to his feet. Nice play there by Ethan Johnson. Stand tall. 7:03 left, period 3. You can hear the cheering of the fans in the stands here for that defensive play. Sent forward by the Trojans from the blue line. Behind the net, far side boards. Kept in at the blue line far side. Marching toward down the boards. Shot there, went off a bunch of people. Made it back out to the blue line, near side, down the boards. Sent from there, knocked away. You could hear it hit Johnson's leg pads. Down to the corner it goes. Centered in, shot wide. Puck down in the corner, near side. Hogan fighting for it along with two Trojans. McClellan comes out with it, kept in by the blue line. Shot and goal. Johnson thought he caught it, and he thought he gloved it, and he brought his glove down thinking he had it, and the puck was sitting out there. He couldn't see it. One of the Trojans, number 16 for the Trojans, grabbed it. Eli Moldy grabbed it, pulled it across to the left, and just tapped it in to put the Trojans up 2-1. All right, so there's the face-off. Knights send it down into the offensive zone. Trojans grab it there behind their own net. Along the near side boards, out to neutral ice. Into the Knights defensive zone. Both teams fighting for it there. Johnson taking it away. Sends it off the boards to the near, off the backboards to the near side. Now it makes it back behind the net. Vertically up and into neutral ice. Trojans quickly grab it. Dumping it in. Around the boards it comes to the near side. Down to the corner. Both teams trying to get it. Little scrum along the boards. Trojans grab it from the blue line near side, marching towards the net. Shot there. Ricocheted away to the far side boards. Back towards the center shot and up into the netting. 5:11 left period 3. Knights down 2-1. That was just a flurry of action there. So drop the puck in the Knights. Defensive zone, far side dot. Monahan taking the face-off. Clark gets it behind the net. Vertically sets it up. And quickly dumped back in by the Trojans. Ethan Johnson stopping it, handing it off to Clark. Clark, long pass up, touched by Vokanot, and still an icing call, even though he touched it there. Put his hand up and it ricocheted off of his hand. The referee who called it won't even look towards the bench. Knights coaching staff not happy with that. And the referee who made the call giving a very quick point to one of the skaters. Both skaters kicked out of the face-off. So Vokanot stepping in now. Puck drops. Shot on redirected and up into the netting. 4:50 left in the period. Drop that puck in the Knights defensive zone. Far side dot there. Puck drops. Trojans with it. Far side boards. Down to the corner. Try center in. It goes off a Clark skate. And Hansen able to send it forward into neutral ice quickly. Trojans had grabbed it. Bierman thought we were offside, so he jumped back from it. The Knights able to capitalize on that and bring it forward, but puck is taken away by the Trojans. Bierman bringing it in to the Knights defensive zone. Turn, spins, sends it into center. And it knocked off of a few people, and we have a quick whistle. And they're going to call him. It's kind of like, didn't look like there was anything nefarious there that was going on there. It's kind of just normal contact of all the skaters going, but penalty on the Knights. 4:17 left, period 3. Knights be on the penalty here. 2 minutes. We'll see what the actual call is. Didn't see a signal there. Puck drops. Here it is. And they call him for a cross check. Monahan. Trojans with it behind their own net. Far side along the boards. Up into neutral ice. Quickly grabbing it down in the Knights defensive zone. They got a 3-on-1 here. Pass over to the center, and Anderson quickly got back. Knights tried to clear it out, but it went off the back of the skater. Trojans with it. Near side corner up the boards. They send it up to the blue line. Back down from the blue line over to point to the far side corner. Back up the boards, back to the blue line. Near side shot, and you can hear it hit the pipe and clear it out down the ice. Minute 1 left on that penalty for the Knights. Trojans had that set up actually very beautifully, but pipe got in the way. Bierman with it for the Trojans, sent over to far side boards. Back to Bierman in the corner. Up to the blue line. Over to the far side, ricochets off the top of the boards, and Clark able to get in there and send it down the ice. 30 seconds left on that penalty for the Knights. Trojans quickly up through neutral ice. Into the Knights, defensive zone near side, marching right towards the net. Knocked away there by McClellan. Kept in at the blue line, sent forward. Trojans get it back to the blue line. From point over to the far side, shot from there and goal. And it looked like it was, let's see who leads it here. I thought it was 22, and it was. So that was Finn de St. Hubert, the senior defenseman. The beautiful shot, actually. And puts the Trojans up 3-1. Puck drops. Trojans sending it into the Knights' defensive zone. Near side corner. Held up along the boards there in the corner. Back and forth and rainbowed up and into neutral ice. Esterberg coming out with it. Esterberg centering it over and broken up by the Trojans. Gets it to Monahan, however, shot went off of a few people. Another shot there, and Esterberg right out in front of the net there. Tried to get one off there, made it over to the corner, kept in by Johnson at the blue line. Esterberg centering it in. And cleared out by the Trojans. Tower quickly sending it up the ice, but it ricochets off Vokenot, coming back into the Knights' defensive zone. Antoine coming forward, gets tripped, no call, and dumped back in for the empty net goal. .120 left, period 3. Looked like there was a little bit of a hand pass there, but don't. Oh, yep, coach is actually calling for it too, but to no avail. Waved off, and the Trojans are up 4-1. 1:17 left in the period and game. Ludeman into neutral ice, sends it forward to Johnson. Picked off by the Trojans and sent back down. And we'll have an icing call. 1:02 left. Period 3. .45 shots on goal for the Trojans. 16 shots on goal for the Knights. Into neutral ice is that puck. Knights dump it in. Their offensive zone. Under a minute to play. Far side corner. On the boards, far side. Kept in there by Tower, sending towards the net. Puck sitting out there. And goal for the Knights. It bounced off of a few people, and I think it was Ludeman who got that. And yes, indeed it was. Brady Ludeman. With the punch in there to make it 4-2, and the Knights are going to pull Ethan Johnson off the ice and go with 6 skaters to see if they can do anything here with 36 seconds left. Puck drops. Trojans got it. They rainbowed it down in the Knights' defensive zone. Tower behind that, sending it around the boards. Goes right to a Trojan neutral ice then. Ricochets off of Hernandez, who sends it forward. Hogan dumps it over to the far side. Trojans had it and it went off of Johnson. Johnson fighting for it. Oh, and then Hernandez sends it right back to one of the Trojans, so a turnover there. 5 seconds left. Sent towards the net. And that is the horn. That will be the end of the period and game. The Knights drop one here, 4-2. Again, 45 total shots on goal for the Trojans, 17 shots on goal for the Knights. The Knights will be back in action next Tuesday up in Brainerd. See who will bring that game to you next Tuesday. We'll see if Matt Harrison can bring both the games to you from up in Brainerd. And then they're back home on Thursday, are the Knights, for a game versus Hopkins, junior varsity and varsity. Appreciate all of you for watching, Knights fans. Olivia Sutliff was on the camera tonight. Dylan Kiner is our executive producer. I'm Jeff Story, voice of the Knights. Appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching. You watched exclusive coverage of Knights hockey on the St. Michael Global Hockey Network. Until Tuesday, we'll see you later.